Alright, so this is my 1957 Chevy with a 4BT Cummins in it. It's got a 1-ton Dodge rear end, and currently I have the exhaust set apart and I am doing compound turbos. So this is the small, it's the, excuse me, doing an HX30, and then I've got an HX40 for the bigger one. So those are going on as of now. Take this over here. So it'll all be cleaned up a little bit, but I'm planning on doing the big one will go here, and then I'm sorry, the small one will go here. The big one will go kind of offset over here. So I'm gonna do a little bit of what I'm doing, trying to make it look pretty, but also function long term. All right, now I'm going to clean up the main surface of the gasket fitted seal. And I don't know if you can see, but a lot of dust and debris came off. There's a couple other spots, but it'll be a lot cleaner. The gasket will seal much better. Those should be clean and ready for the manifold to be mounted. All right, one thing I do want to show, so this is the manifold. This is straight up, you know, pulled it out of the bag that it came in. I don't know if you can tell, probably not in the video, but they cover it in like a greasy film kind of deal and oil. Obviously these are cast iron, so they tend to rust pretty easily. I've seen, and I've had, you know, Hondas and other cars that I've done turbo manifolds on. You put them on like this, and one, they're gonna smoke a little bit when they start up, and obviously on the first startup when you're doing something like this, that can be a little concerning. But on top of that, first time it starts up, you know, it goes through a couple heat cycles, you get water on it, or it gets water on it for some way, shape, or form, and next thing you know, it looks rusty, it looks like crap, and it looks like it's been on there for 20 years, and it's a brand new manifold, brand new part. So I don't want to get it on there, have these shiny turbos on, and you know, have this rusty, crappy manifold. So I've done this before. Just take a can of brake cleaner, cleaned it all off pretty good. And then I have this, it's just something cheap, like you can get it at your local hardware store. It's 2000 degree ceramic coating paint. You know, it tends to hold up well. From my experience, it does help retain a little bit of that heat, but also it'll just keep this looking silver and shiny for, you know, the future. So I'll kind of show you a quick little time lapse of that. All right, so I just finished first coat of paint. I'll probably do one more, but generally speaking, this is kind of what it looks like. You know, it doesn't look that much different. It just has a nice, clean, you know, not shiny, but a nice solid metal look to it. You can do this to old manifolds too. I actually did it to the previous one before I realized it wasn't gonna work. And this is, we've got it greasy and stuff since then, but obviously this manifold was in pretty rough shape. It was actually pitting from all the rust on it. I don't know if you can see that really good in the video, but you know, it looked pretty terrible, and it doesn't, I mean, it doesn't look great, but I'll tell you what, it looked a heck of a lot better than it used to. So that's that. And you can also do it another thing, and I will be doing it as well. Same thing with the backside of the turbos, the actual turbine housing. Those will, same thing, they're cast iron, they rust really fast, and if you just throw that coat of paint on there, it, you know, slightly helps insulate it, but on top of that, it just kind of helps protect that turbo from, you know, not that it'll do any damage if it rusts, it just doesn't look great. And you know, the whole purpose of this truck is, you know, I do want it to look old and rusty, like, you know, I made this patina, and you know, I want it to look old and rusty, but I want it to be, you know, under the hood, because you're not going to see that until you pop the hood. I want it to be shiny and nice, and, you know, if, you know, you go somewhere and you see it and the hood's popped, it's like, oh, you know, it's supposed to look like that. You know, and then obviously having 2 giant turbos under the hood of something like this would be quite hilarious. So